är så mörkt. Det är så mörkt.
Let's see if we can hear us.
Det är
Yes.
så mörkt.
Let's
Hello,
see if we can
everyone.
hear. Hello.
And welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. How fuck what do I do with that? I'll be right back. Sorry.
Oh, no problems.
I think it's here. Oh, actually, I just realized. I'm so used to. Oh, okay. I'm so used to, whenever I have to run off and grab something,
Yeah.
I have to take my headphones off when I'm streaming at my place.
And shut up, Zelda. I don't have a lot of plans. Shut up.
Oh yeah, I should probably open up so I can see chat. It usually helps.
Well, let's see here. Just...
And oh no. How I again? I will not shut up. You cannot make me. Hey, come on. Get in the hole. There we go.
Now, oh yeah, awesome. Oh, let's see if I. Oh, let's see if I. Sorry for the technical issues. Hi and welcome to the guide. Hopefully you have a nice Monday, or you may be working here at Sweden. Here in Sweden, it's nighttime, and I should have my nice light on, not the freaking headlight like this, and maybe like a little bit more Christmassy, and have a little bit more light like that, and it's more pleasant. Oh, so
No sneak peeking.
is she?
We're gonna have the live party now. Of course you can.
Are you?
Just make sure to join us for the listening party.
Are you sneak peeking, Zelda? No. So, welcome to the guide, and welcome Elush Bass for this interview.
Thank you.
A.K. Ian, as everybody know them in Geeker Night chat and Discord. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm very tired.
Understandable. You have been traveling today. You woke up early.
Yeah.
And releasing the album.
Flew back from Berlin this morning. So I am back in Le Sweden. Woohoo!
Le Sweden.
Le Sweden.
That's nice. How are you feeling with the release now?
I don't think I've really understood that it's real yet. It's somewhere in the back of my mind. I'm still like, oh, I still gotta fix that problem in the mix, and the master could be better on this one. And
the process of it's the creative mind, I will say, that you will always try to change something, or you want to make it better, or you want to make something a little bit better. That is, I think it's, I think it's one of the reasons a lot of people don't release their stuff, and it's quite a lot of power to release it. It's It's awesome, I might say. It's cool. So, uh, we are going to talk about a little bit about your creative process when it comes to this new album of yours that is called Armor Class, and a
Yay!
lot of asses. And I think that is a really good title, and I think the chat is excited also because they were the ones that made it up. And we have seen also the art made by Michael on his stream. That was also really, really nice art to see.
Yeah, I'm so happy with it. It's redonkulous how good that turned out.
Yeah, it's what I think it is eye catching. When you see it on Spotify or something like that, is this you can see like, okay, this is about the first impression is D&D. Second impression, it's a lot of inspiration from TTRPGs, and also the text is also, you have a little bit of this armor class hard rock theme in it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was a tiny bit distracted trying to. There we go. So I have now pinned a link to the listening party.
Awesome.
I think that should get you to the right place.
And I will try to even do like this. Yeah, I have placed it in like that. So when it comes to the process and also about you, we're going to get during the interview, I'm going to talk about a little bit you, how you work with the albums, and how as a musician, how you work, and what kind of world you were building around this album. But also, I will have the 5 quick question. Is this something new for the guide? Hopefully, it's something that makes you a little bit think a little bit, um, or we get to know you more. That's the thing. When it comes to this album, when did the process start? When did the first idea of creating a TTRPG album start?
Honestly, it started here on Geek Your Nights.
Oh.
Yes, there's going to be a listening party on Bandcamp, Zelda. Hell yeah.
Yep.
So basically, like, I started getting, what's that expression in English? Bloodied teeth? No, that's not it.
Yeah. Blodad
tand. Yeah. But like, I got a taste for music production. It started out of necessity when I joined Lamashtu, and they were working on a new album. And the way they like to work was that like everybody were recording at home, so I needed to get like a free DAW or something and kind of start learning how to use it. And actually, one of the first tracks that I wrote and recorded was the Eldritch Bass. And kind of, I wanted to start streaming, learning how to do music production, but I was kind of thinking like, okay, so I need a project for this.
Yeah.
What can I do that's, like, how do I make music production fit in with Geek Your Nights? And that's when it kind of hit me that, like, what if I did like a TTRPG parody album? Kind of like in the style of Star Bomb or Ninja Sex Party or Weird Al Yankovic or, Yeah. Rip the Eldritch Bass. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
I
we'll
suppose.
get to. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say that's where it comes from. It came from trying to find a way to interconnect music production with Geek Your Nights, actually.
Oh, so try to get something to interesting in getting all the projects in one take, in one project, one giant project, you might say.
Yeah, kind of like. I mean, at first it started out with just like doing a song or whatever, but kind of quickly over time, I just started like building it out more and more, and the idea was basically to like make the album entirely on stream initially. And I kind of kept doing that for a while. But then I kind of like I mean, I started studying music production. And I more or less kind of didn't have time anymore to work on. I barely had time to stream anymore because there was so much to wrap my head around and like so many different things I was doing. And then when I started streaming again, I was streaming from Berlin.
Yeah.
And it was mostly like working on different school projects. But somewhere along the line, I heard a little rumor. And they told me that in second year, you're supposed to make an album. And I was thinking to myself that I already have an idea for an album I want to make. Why don't I kill two birds with one stone? So I officially put what at the time was called DMGs was the working title for that album. So I put that on hold, and lo and behold, yeah, the second year comes along, and we need to make an album. So I decided that it was time to pick up not DMGs, but cancellation fiend may apply.
So when it comes to writing all these songs or on the album, was Eldritch Bass the first song you created, or was it one of several you had in the pipeline?
It was one of several, but it was probably because like in general, out of the two, Circus High, out of like the first songs that I recorded, Getting a DAW, one of them was a cover, specifically requested by my brother. The other two were originals, and one of those two was the Eldritch Bass. The other one was intended to be a Lamashtu song, but over time, let's just say I have plans for it when it comes to Volume 2.
Oh, so you have already been thinking about a second album?
Yes, and the Eldritch Bass will be on Volume 2.
Oh, nice.
I'm bringing that son of a bitch back from the dead.
That sounds really good. So I'm wondering a little bit regarding when you hear. I have pre-listened some songs when you have been streaming, and you have had it when you stream with when you co-stream with Michael. You can hear specific characters in these songs. Did the characters
Mm-hmm.
come up during when you were writing the songs, or were they like, hello, we're knocking the door of Ian, I want to come out?
So I think it varied from song to song. Some of them, because I had different approaches for different songs.
Mm.
So for instance, the Bard song.
Yeah.
The Bard song very much came character first, like, because the whole idea was I want to write a song about a bard who's taken a vow of chastity. Because what bard would ever take a vow of chastity?
True.
Uh, so that kind of brought me to like, okay, what type of person is he? And then it kind of just came from there. Whereas, say, Fireball, Fireball, Fireball,
Yeah.
for instance, came from the idea that wizards use Fireball for everything. And so the whole concept of the different situations that you would use Fireball in came before the characters themselves. It was even kind of like part of what the main issue there was for me to figure out, okay, how do I make listing all of these situations make sense, until I stumbled upon the thought of like, well, what if it's a college professor? Or something along those lines, like a teacher.
Yeah. So the character just came alive when you wrote it.
Yeah, and of course, I've talked about Sony before. How I had something completely different planned, and then Sarah gave me one dumbass line that I just put down in the corner as like a courtesy. Like, I was like, I'm not going to use this line. It's stupid. But actually, though. And then I just started thinking, why would that line make sense? And then it just clicked for me. And the entire concept of the track just turned.
And how does
and
the
I was left
process
with something.
how does the process work when it comes to when you need to change the entire process, if you say it like that?
So I mean, in a way, actually, I was going to say that I hadn't gotten that far before it changed, but that's actually not true. Because I had like full on verses and stuff written already. But I just kind of like, I kept whatever elements still fit. Because initially the whole point of Sony, it was supposed to be called BBEFG, Big Bad Evil Fucking Guy. And it was about the BBEG, who is kind of like this Dr. Doofenshmirtz like character, where he thinks he's super evil, but like the evil stuff he does is kind of like annoying at best. And there's that whole verse of like, I hide everyone's left sock. I change the time on everyone's morning alarm clock.
Yeah. Small
just
annoying
like
things.
Yeah, small annoying things, which to him was, so evil. And that was like the whole concept of that song. But then that one line, Ronnie farted, was the line. Ronnie just farted. And that completely changed the song for me.
That's interesting. But it might be a one-liner that changes a lot of things. especially when you write things, write books, and write characters. A one-liner can change a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering if how many projects or movie projects that they have just gotten one mention in something, and then okay, we need to change the whole freaking scene here. It's going to change the whole movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that was awesome. So when it comes to these characters, is there any character that you have brought to life now with the album that you feel like, oh, this is a character that I really, really like the professor or the
I mean,
bard?
I'm kind of partial to the bard.
You are, yeah, musician and like.
And in a very meme-ish way, I'm kind of partial to Chad as well.
Yeah, but that is
as in,
really
I
nice
hate
song.
the fucking guy, and I would love to punch him in the face, but in the best possible way. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that is.
I was so nervous the first time I was going to play that track for my teacher.
Oh.
And in front of the entire class.
Oh.
Because I mean, it's you just got rounded. You just got roused.
Yeah, but how did the class take it when you?
They were laughing their asses off. To my great relief, I even in my presentation, I had a disclaimer.
Oh, you had.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. So
I had a disclaimer that it had very strong, very toxic lyrics that are exaggerated parody effect and does not reflect my opinions.
That's
or something like that.
Do you have that kind of with the disclaimers on the album right now for people?
Not well. I have the parental advisory.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is something that is really nice with this album when you hear the songs. I really think it's toxic but fun. You have pointed it out.
Yeah, and I talked about it in my other presentation where I also had to bring up the whole thing with male gaze. And I like one of the questions we had to answer was like, does our album address male gaze? And if so, does it enhance it or fight against it, so to speak? And I made the argument that mine actually fights against it by being extremely much of it. Because it's so exaggerated that it like shows how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, understandable.
And I'm not just talking about Chad here. I'm also talking about the Tiefling girl and about the Bard. All three of them are very like sexualizing the Tiefling girl.
But it's also...
Which I guess now officially is called Bella because it's in the lyrics.
Yeah, so another character has appeared in the songs during writing. So that's awesome, or that's a sense of feeling that I really like. Why was because of Geekier Nights you've tried to go back to TTRPG songs. What was the challenge of making these songs when it came to trying to get the genre into it? Like how to get TTRPGs and to get that feeling.
I guess part of it is instrumentation. Like how I stay more faithful to it in some songs than others. Like for instance, the whole notion of making a trap song.
Yeah.
It kind of works thanks to the like acoustic Spanish style guitar and the harpsichord makes it feel kind of. I noticed that especially with the harpsichord, people who aren't used to like D&D or other TTRPGs, they kind of like said it was reminiscent of Slim Shady.
Oh. Okay.
Which the moment they said it, I could hear it. Like the you know, that little line, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, I was trying to like get the vibe through instrumentation. As far as like lyrics and stuff goes, I felt like the fact that it was about TTRPGs, something that because I definitely had a hyper focus of it at my worst, quote unquote. I was playing in 7 campaigns and running 3 at the same time, so I was doing 10 games a week. And you can figure out from that math that it was sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
So I basically lived and breathed D&D at the time. And I think that in a way that made it easier for me to write about that, because you know you write what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like especially TTRPGs are so full of memes that it's very easily accessible to find something to joke about.
And I think everybody that has played a TTRPG can get similar or have had similar scenes in the TTRPG where a person or does something strange, or they use they take away the intestines of a giant animal and throw themselves 300 meters down and just explode, and they survive. I think you have these typical scenes in TTRPGs that are quite funny and extreme in those circumstances. Yeah, but was it challenging to have to show it to people that aren't into TTRPGs, like the class, for instance?
Kind of. I mean, with them, like I noticed pretty clearly that like the Bard song really worked well anyway, because the whole like trying to not give in to temptation is something that everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I mean, the idea here was to kind of be a little bit niche and cater specifically to people who play TTRPGs. But if I were to try to reach a broader audience, I would probably try to find somewhere where TTRPG memes and just general like relatable stuff intersect. Like, for instance, the Bard song.
Yeah, that's a really good example of finding the generalization. My English today is quite bad. Damn it. I'm sorry about that.
No worry about it, man.
Did it challenge you when it comes to as a musician? Did it challenge you when it comes to trying to find your art? Because you're, what I understand, you're really into more instruments like guitars and bass and like that.
Yeah, so I would consider myself a pretty pure metalhead.
Yeah.
In terms of musical taste, although uh, I have been cross pollinating quite a lot now with especially like trap and drill. For some reason, those types of beats kind of like get me going, and some other more electronic stuff. And I also have an interest and passion for like video game music and film score. So I like playing around a lot with like orchestral arrangement. But I think part of my problem, my blessing and my curse,
yeah,
is that by like D&D rules, I as a person am a bard. I definitely have the jack of all trades feat. The problem is I didn't get the expertise parts of it, so I'm very much master of all trades, jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a blessing and a curse because I'm able to play a bunch of different instruments, but I can't play any of them amazingly, if that makes sense. So often what I hear in my head and the ideas that I have are too advanced for me to play, which can get quite frustrating quite quick. So unfortunately, I've had to take the route of quote unquote cheating a lot, using a lot of production techniques of, like, for instance, recording one chord at a time, because I'm not skilled enough to like play the whole chord progression without messing up. But that's kind of just how you have to work out, like, find your limitations and find workarounds.
Exactly. But has it helped you with becoming a better musician when you are playing now, for instance, when you're playing
Absolutely.
your other album, your EP? No, I forgot
Yeah,
the name.
La Master,
Yeah.
Or do you mean the EP I did last semester?
The EP last semester also.
Yeah, I mean, because with La Master, I feel almost even more so, because there I'm kind of forced to play things that I'm not that comfortable with. Because I can't be like, oh, that's too hard, I'll just do something else. Because I'm not the only one writing.
Yeah, exactly.
But there I also have the support of Jacob, who is an amazing guitar player and such a cool guy, who's always had a ton of patience for me. And I've learned so much from him in terms of like musical skill. So, I mean, I try to like just keep at it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But this album has challenged you in another way, though. It must have somehow.
I'm actually writing about it in the progress report that we have to write alongside with it. Because one of the questions we have to answer is, what was the challenge that we chose for ourselves to challenge ourselves to improve? And what I was going for, and part of the reason why I wanted to do this album, is because I wanted to challenge myself to like write comedic music, because I think writing lyrics is hard as it is. Writing funny lyrics that work both like musically and comedically is so hard. And I have nothing but respect for bands like Tenacious D or
Weird Al
or Stephen Lynch.
Yeah. That's
Bo Burnham, all these guys.
That's an
amazing.
impressing thing to do. To when you think something is hard, like writing the text for a song, you're challenge yourself even more to make it funny, and that's really cool. And how did the process make it easier when it comes to writing down the texts? Did it help with streaming it? Did it help with writing everything down in the text, or?
Yeah, so I think that, like, first of all, it absolutely helped streaming it because it gave me the opportunity to test things out and see if they were funny or not. I kind of like sort of unrelated but sort of related note there is that I also kind of challenged myself to not do the usual workflow of, like, I'll write a song and then I'll write some lyrics and then I'll come up with a name based off of blah, blah, blah. Instead, I went top down. So I started by just writing a list of song titles. And I have somewhere a list of like 25 song titles or so. And I just picked the ones I thought was the funniest. And then I kind of just, some of them turned out to be funny in theory, but not in practice. So I had to change them. But back to the, like, original, is that, like, so I was able to, like, test things out on people to see if they were funny or not. And there was also the whole notion of, like, kind of like giving into the idea that sometimes bad is funny too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, sometimes having a line just fall flat is almost funnier than having a real zinger. I'm just thinking about there's this one track off of there are these two YouTubers, Rob Scallon and Andrew Huang, who meet up once a year to do an album in a day. In 12 hours, they write 10 songs. And so they don't really have time to judge what they're doing. They just kind of have to go. And one of their tracks was called Greg. And my favorite part of that song is where Rob kind of messed up with the lyrics. Because it like didn't meter out quite right. And he realized it like halfway through and he just like stumbled. So he was like, "Hi, I'm Greg. If you ask me my name, I will respond with Greg because that's me." And the whole, like, because yeah, that's me. That, like, cracks me up so bad.
But there's also the small things that the bad things or the failed things can be even, as you said, the best things in a song.
Exactly.
In everything you do, it could be the thing in the movie also, something that is really like, okay, that didn't work, but it's funny for this. I understand why you think that is funny, and I really do like it also. Especially when you see the gladiator and you see an airplane, that's not something that nobody can predict, but when you see it, it's quite funny. That's the thing I can. Oh, damn, good.
Yeah.
So is it when it comes to the TTRPG things, is it a scene on these songs that you have gotten inspiration from any D&D session or TTRPG sessions? Like Fireball might be one of the songs that you have. Okay, I've been a wizard. I blowed shit up.
Yeah, honestly, especially because Fireball was probably the one I was going to bring up as an example, because a lot of them comes from more me being a DM and dealing with those players who's like, yeah, I'm going to cast Fireball in the middle of this dry forest. And I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, sure. Okay, you cast Fireball. You now have a forest fire on your hand.
Nice.
Good job.
A win-win situation.
So that one definitely, and I guess it's not so much like a moment in a D&D campaign per se, but I've mentioned this during one of my streams that a DM of a campaign I was playing in told me a story about Xanathar and how he killed like half of his minions when his pet died. And then he got a pet goldfish. And because his minions know what happened the last time his pet died, every time his goldfish Silgar dies, they just replace him with a new goldfish. So Xanathar thinks he's had a goldfish for 170 years or whatever, when in actuality he's had like 100 goldfish. He just doesn't realize it. And that was the inspiration for Silgar the 37th.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really funny inspiration.
Yeah, ever since I heard that story, I've wanted to do something with it. Like either have that as an encounter in a D&D campaign or something, you know.
Oh, that would be nice to meet in a TTRPG. Telling the truth to this guy that has 173 goldfishes dead. No, it's not the same goldfish. It's not the same goldfish.
Woo, really? Welcome, Michael.
Let's see here. I'm looking a little bit in my notes. I got a little bit notes. I think I have. Yeah. How did you handle? You had almost 1 year with this album right before when you got this assignment from school. You had almost 1 year to like do this. Or was it more?
Not exact. No, it was less. We got this assignment in September of this year.
Oh, damn.
So it's been about 3 months, 4 months.
How did you handle the pressure and stress regarding it and everything around it? The flowers?
Who said I handled it? I'm kidding. No, I just gave in to my ADHD and my hyperfocus.
Oh.
Which is why I now have to write a 2,500 word essay in 2 weeks. Because we were supposed to do that over the same amount of time. But I just kind of decided to like focus. One thing that was really important to me was scheduling myself.
Yeah.
It's part of why I went out, why I like forced myself to go out and publicly announce that I was releasing it on December 18th. Even though I technically, the deadline is not until January 2nd. but I wanted to publish it earlier, because I was coming back to Sweden, so I wouldn't really be able to do any like mixing or mastering anyway. And B, because like then I could fully focus on the album and then do the research paper and whatnot. And it kind of let me, because I'm in Berlin, I like outside of my classmates, I don't really have any like friends that I hang out with other than like people I hang out with on Discord or while streaming. And I banned myself from playing Baldur's Gate 3 because I knew that if I started doing that, I would not, do anything else.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So I don't think I'd be exaggerating if I said that I put in about 8 hours of work every day.
Oh, that's impressive. Especially when it comes to it's not a boss looking over your shoulder, it's not someone looking over your shoulder, it's only your dedication to complete this album.
And
that
that's just how important it was to me.
Yeah. And I think that was one thing that is really good that you did was also that you placed a date. This needs to be completed the 18th of December. Otherwise, it will be pushed even more. I have that problem when I'm writing. I want the system to be my role-playing systems. I really want them to be completed for a year, but it has taken 4 years instead. So that is, and one other thing that I think you did that made you complete this album that was also necessary was to ban yourself for having these pleasures. That is also something that I struggle with. You want these pleasures when you work 8 hours and then you're coming home and then you're taking care of the kids and then you have work some more and then you get, I need to pleasure myself, and then you're too tired the next day, and so on and so on. It's an evil cycle. Evil cycle, and Baldur's Gate is that kind of cycle when you
yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I think that if I was here, that would be much harder.
Understandable.
I think the fact that I'm living in Berlin, I'm away from everyone, including Sarah.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we talk on like Discord or Messenger 2 to 3 times a day, but other than that, I have basically no distractions.
Exactly. And then you took yourself the time to travel and live in another country, and you have this album as also a project for you at school also. So that makes also maybe something that challenge you even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's also been really helpful and supportive to like, since that has been a school project, we've had like classes dedicated to like feedback sessions, and we had an entire course dedicated to like working on our work process. Such as like, well, chance and coincidence, for instance. We had an entire class dedicated to chance and coincidence and how to like utilize it and embrace it when it happens, when something didn't go as you expected, but it sounds really cool. So how do you capitalize on that kind of? And it was really interesting. And of course, just the fact that it has also helped immensely, especially with the Bard song, because my collaborator, Balaj, aka Blue, the guy who made the beats for that song, he's also my roommate. So I think that like, if we had worked on it like last year, for instance, that song would probably have taken a couple weeks to make. because we would have to find time when we're both available and grab studio time and just work a little bit at a time. Whereas when we were working on this track, we kind of like got into the zone and we spent like 2 or 3 full days just working on it and finished it in like 3 days.
Yeah. You don't see that when it comes to music and albums and the production regarding those songs or these famous songs, how much energy it takes to create one song.
Mm.
You hear it and just I can write this in one day. For a non-musician guy that can't play any instruments and thinking that he could do everything in 1 second, me. That's something that is something good to know, that it takes a lot of time to produce a song, and I think everybody agrees there that it is energy that goes to this project. And when we see you stream, we see the effort also. I think you streamed 12 hours one time.
Yeah, and I'm so happy now that I did, because I just want to throw this in real quick before the listening party starts in like 2 minutes, that there has been one change in the lineup of songs due to unfortunate and very stupid circumstances. Because I was running out of space on my computer, so I was backing project folders up on the drive and deleting them. And at the bottom, I had like 4 folders that were just unnamed from 2 years ago. I looked through the first 2, and they were just like some random, like either practice thing I did or like a project for a school, like a class in the school, which has nothing to do with like the type of music that I do. So I didn't really even bother backing those up. I just deleted them.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, I go to start mixing the Eldritch Bass, which I spent so much time editing drums on, only to find that the path directory was gone. So I went to get it from the drive, and I couldn't find it. And I looked at the path directory and realized to my horror that it was in the very last one of those 4 folders that I just deleted without backing up.
The very last one?
Yep. So the Eldritch Bass is gonzo, unfortunately. So I was not able to retrieve it.
Oh, damn. And you tried everything. I had you on...
Yeah.
Try to write to you and something like that. So that's a little sad. Really.
Yeah. But the listening party is starting now.
Yep.
Head over to the link that's pinned.
Let's see here.
I did manage to salvage a little bit of it for the intro disclaimer. I hope everybody's not having the same audio quality that I'm having.
I'm trying to... Let's see here.
Charisma score so high, overall limitations hard Wanna thunderclap those cheeks like my school's evocation. Why must be in a bar be so hard with blue balls? I am always on guard, no V card in the graveyard. But every time I'm with her, there's one thing I can't sanction. My tiny hut feels more like a magnificent mansion. My lady, so fine. You're the real thing, ain't no matter illusion. It's killing me all night. A mage and Annie won't relieve all the tension. My urges are fight. Trying to hide my unwelcome protrusion. It's killing me all night. I can't say no, I need divine intervention.
Suffering from blindness cause my beauty inside greed. Wanna dominate this monster with your sacred weapon seed. Watch me lightning lure your tiny servant till a big boy's free. Don't need to cast now, got that key to your chastity. If only you would let me, I could make you color spray. But you seem to only want me on my knees so I can pray. Blast your magic on my face, don't let this be a fluke. Use my horns as handles, make me hellish rebuke.
My lady, so fine. You're the real thing, ain't no matter.
The oohs and the moans get me every time.
A mage and Annie won't relieve all the tension. My urges are fight. Trying to hide my unwelcome protrusion. It's killing me all night. I can't say no, I need divine intervention. Wanna rip your clothes off, how you make you ride till I'm sated. I wanna hold your purse and make you moan, this shit's real X-rated. You know my zeal is real, but touching you would just fade it. Your cutting words is all I need to feel like I'm baited. Turning my head to the sky, asking my deity why. I'm tasked with a burden that's too much to handle, an oath of escape till I die. Just grant me the strength to rise. Wait, that won't help, never mind. Failing my safe, seeking my fucking grave in a zone of truth, no lie.
What's up, you fucking pussies? I am Chad the Paladin. Fucking demon so hard, it'll make your head spin. My oath of conquest makes me find you demon girls to breed. Now I'm gonna smite her hard and let her find my steed.
Excuse me, sir, that is no way to speak to
Shut the fuck up, you soy-cocked beta boy. Adults are talking. What's up, shawty? You gonna hook up with this tofu-eating beta boy or a Chad like me?
You're so right, let's go.
Wait, where are you going? You're not gonna go with him, are you?
At least his face will let him fuck me.
Come on, babe. Let's leave this neutered bitch boy to his smalbies hand.
Did you bring protection, big boy?
Who needs condoms when you got Shield of Faith? Can't get an STD with an SOF.
What? Wait! My ladies and I'm mine. You were the real thing, that's the final conclusion. It's
She's gone!
all night. A mage has all I got to relieve the tension. No urges, so light. No more hiding my unwelcome protrusion. It's killing me without night. I guess he was my divine intervention. Well, she's gone. Well, at least I don't have to worry about not keeping my oath anymore.
Oh, hey there, handsome.
Oh, fuck me. Wait, that came out wrong.
And I'm so happy because the vocals in Silgar actually sound good now.
Yeah.
Staring through the glass as the world passed me by.
Yes, it is Zelda. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of that line. But understandably, for people who are outside of TTRPGs, this one's not as relatable.
Can understand that.
Eli's so cute as Xanathar.
Good morning, class, and welcome to your third year of wizard school. Now that you finally have access to your third level spell slots, you can finally cast the only spell you'll ever need. Fireball.
Wait, you can't use Fireball for everything.
Of course you can use Fireball for everything. You see, I prepared a little list of different situations where Fireball is always the solution. Goes a little something like this.
Group of goblins! Are you lost? Clear the path!
That's not too bad.
Laying siege! Boss battle! Kill the Kraken!
Yeah, that makes sense.
Make an entrance! Cool guy posing! Viking funeral!
Sure.
Great distraction! Cover evidence! Pesky rogue!
Actually, yeah.
See? I told you. You can use Fireball in any situation. Really?
Well, that was only 3 examples. I highly doubt you can use it for every situation.
Oh, so you want some more examples? Well, sure. Here's some other situations where Fireball is always the answer.
Dry your clothes! Making toast! Want some s'mores?
Oh, I got the munchies.
We the garden! Hide the fart! Kill a spider!
That's definitely overkill.
Check for traps! Hide the cart! Paparazzi!
Did you say paparazzi?
Roots are small! Renovations! Assassinations!
You like that? There, see? There's no greater spell than Fireball. It's literally the solution for everything.
Love the confidence, misplaced as it may be. There's gotta be situations where other spells are more appropriate, right?
Oh, my sweet summer child. You haven't even heard the best situations to use Fireball yet.
Oh god, please no.
In a forest!
Mixing this song, that line has been
How do you light
a
torch
thorn
with-
in my side because it felt directed at me.
Quit your job!
Now that's going too far.
Stop a wedding! Negotiations! As a bride!
That's not a bribe, that's a threat.
Break and enter! Crack a save! Cause fuck you!
God, that was rude.
I'm so tired of pesky teachers that only try to pigeonhole us into the stereotypes. You know, there's a lot more to being a caster than just solving all your problems with one fucking spell.
Young miss, that is no way to speak to your teacher. I'm just trying to save you the hassle of going through your entire spell book looking for a spell when Fireball's clearly the answer. Now, kids, I've been giving a bunch of examples of perfect times to use Fireball. How about you guys come up with your own? You there.
If I didn't do my homework, what if I just fireballed it?
Wonderful. And how about you there in the back?
Suck my fireballs, dude.
Okay, we might need to work on the attitude, but great catchphrase when you're casting those fireballs. And how about you, miss?
What if an annoying teacher says fireball is the solution to all your problems? Let's try it, class.
You pass.
Alla för min ondska bäva. Ingen kan skydd från mig kräva. Du kan fly men du kan ej glömma. Det finns plats i den onda klubben. Jag är stora stygga onda.
This is probably the mix I'm the most happy with.
Oh, damn. Freaking hell.
I love the fact that maybe you can appreciate, Casper, that the numbers are in a random order.
Yeah.
Allas väckarklocka kallar alla hjältar tjocka. Jag ger honom med en stor fet smocka. Det finns plats i den onda klubben. Jag är stora stygga onda snubben. Här kommer Sonny. Jag mer för Sonny. Han är den värsta skurk av alla. Vem fan är Ronny? Här kommer Sonny. Sjung i kör för Sonny. Han är den värsta skurk av alla.
Another example of when a mistake is better than the good thing.
När Sonny kommer springer han.
The fact that it's completely offbeat just makes it seem like he was so excited to think of that number.
Ronny fis på egen risk. All min smärta står de för. Fan jag hoppas att de dör. Det finns plats i den onda snubben. Vi är stora stygga onda klubben. Här kommer Sonny. Med Ronny och Conny. Vi är tre kobolds i en trenchcoat. Där fjärtar Ronny. Håll käften Conny.
Look who's talking.
Det är min tur Ronny. Vi står på starka skurkars axlar. Sonny, Ronny och Conny.
Freaking voice igen. Freaking voice. Damn you.
Thank you.
Singing in
This one
Swedish.
admittedly is not as good as the others, but to be fair, I only had a week to do this one.
Oh, this.
It is the night that this cleric's heart turned. My healing word for you I'm always pining. Since she appeared, I have felt my soul burn. The thrill of hope she might lay her.
There's some Bard song references in this.
If her armor breaks, I'll give her shield of faith. I fall to my knees.
Yep, you'll hear it. Here's one.
Dear God, not again.
And here's the next one.
I really love that you combine those two in the same. You could like really get the story about the bard.
So that was Chad the Paladin's brother singing about a cleric he fell in love with.
Oh.
And that's the album. It's finally done.
It's finally done, yeah. So it says here the first of two halves. So how many songs are the second half?
Another 5.
Oh, so it's gonna be 10 total?
Yeah. So I don't really count the 0.5.
Okay, 9 though.
Thank you so much. Who's Dia Roosevelt?
I don't know.
Cool. Yes. Also, Michael, in the heat of the moment, I forgot to add you in there, but I'm going to. So if you can send me like some links and stuff, maybe your like your link tree, I can go and get that situated.
Yes, do that.
Everybody is proud of you. You, the good boy.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations with the album. It's really awesome.
Thank you so much. Cuties. Better cuties than cooties, am I right? I've been annoying my classmates so much because like I'm stuck in parody brain mode.
Yeah.
So apparently I've been I've been like extra sassy these last few months.
But that is the good thing, because you need it for the other 5 songs also. So you're gonna
That
be.
is true. That is true.
So you're gonna be a little bit annoying, a little bit more, but that's awesome. You need it. I really adored your Sony song, and I really hope you get that up on on Spotify.
Yeah.
Fight
it's
those.
it's a struggle right now, but
yeah,
hopefully it's gonna clear up a bit. I'm gonna have a chat with Stim.
I think so. It was really good. I really like that you were singing in
Thank
Swedish. I got goosebumps.
Yay! Especially because literally out of all those songs, those have the dumbest lyrics.
But I still get the goosebumps. That's really good.
Yeah, that makes me really happy, because that's kind of what I was going for there. I was kind of going for the idea that, like, if you don't know Swedish, it sounds like the most badass thing. But if you know Swedish, you hear how fucking dumb it is. Which to me is hilarious.
Sonny Conny. And I really like that you have also implemented the kobolds in the art also. So you have Sonny Conny there.
Yeah, I mean, Michael did such a great job with those. My favorite is, I think that would be Ronny, the one at the bottom with the tongue hanging out. He's so cute.
He looks like Ronny. Yeah.
And I love how Michael managed to get like a nice composition with all the characters in there. Well, up until I fucked up and deleted the Eldritch Bass, but
yeah, it was good. You're gonna have an Eldritch Bass next time.
Yay.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see if we can get the 5 questions.
Oh, yeah.
This is a little bit more about you and a little bit more about you as a person, but also could be a little bit inspirational.
Absolutely.
Favorite movie?
Either Inglourious Basterds or The Untouchables. It's kind of a tie between those two.
Inglourious Basterds? Nice.
Both of them have amazing acting, which is the main reason. Good Will Hunting is definitely up there too.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Song that inspired you the most?
Song that inspired me the most. Ooh, that's hard. I'm trying to answer as fast as I can without thinking, but that one stopped me in my tracks because I mean, like, because there could be song that inspired me the most for this.
Yeah, it could be.
Or I could go as far back as to say, was it The Final Countdown? Or it was either a Bon Jovi song or The Final Countdown, where I was like 3 years old.
Ooh.
Doing the classic like air guitar.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the moment where I decided that I wanted to do music. So in a way, I could argue that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
I could also argue that it's Cry of Achilles by Alter Bridge, because that is the song that has stuck with me the longest in terms of like playlists and stuff.
That's awesome.
It's literally 10 years now. And it's been on every single playlist I've had.
It's the song you take with you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is the inspiration song that inspired you for this then?
For this, I would probably have to say that it was well, I know for certain that Like a Boss inspired Fireball, Fireball, Fireball.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of where I got the idea for the format and stuff. But I think in terms of like just wanting to do something like this, I think it was Ninja Sex Party. And you can basically insert any song, or Starbomb, which is basically Ninja Sex Party with an extra guy in it. Probably Starbomb. Probably It's Dangerous to Go Alone. Where he does a Zelda rap and the old man who gives you the sword is a creep. And the chorus is like, yes, I can lie, I have painted my schween. Now grab your destiny, if you know what I mean. Wait a minute, don't leave the cave, and so on. And just like hearing them like do parody songs of video games, a lot of like Nintendo games and whatnot. I think that might be the biggest inspiration for this album.
Nice. Then it comes a little bit more serious. Favorite quote?
Favorite quotes? Oh, this one's also hard because there are a couple, but I think Sarah would call me a hypocrite if I didn't say that it's, if you change nothing, nothing changes. Because it's one of those that has stuck with me for, well, ever since I studied acting and my teacher told me this. And at first I kind of blew it off as like, yeah, well, duh. Of course nothing changes if you don't change anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when I like stopped and like really thought about it, I realized the power in it that, yeah, duh. So often do we just go around waiting for things to change.
Yeah.
That we don't do anything about it ourselves. And then we complain when nothing ever changes.
So true. That's maybe a quote I will take with me in my life also.
Please do.
Then a little bit more of a thing. Money or character? Which one do you prefer?
Money or character?
Yeah. Character in a person.
In a person, character. In me, at the moment at least, money. But mostly because I have none.
Understandable. That is why I'm telling you this. It's often when you choose this character, it's often that you want to create more for you, and that's something you proven today. And that's why I said character. Who would you? I have written this freaking line so badly, so I can't write it really. If you would choose one person that you would change shoes for one day, who would it be?
Perfect. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Swapping shoes with one person for a day.
Yeah.
Does this mean that I like become that person for a day, or just that I live that person's life for a day?
You become that person for a day.
I become that person for a day.
It's almost like who do you? It's if you can change the question also to who inspires you also, depending on regarding the art you're doing right now.
No, if I change into you, then my life is gonna suck. I love you, but then I would have to put up with me. And I'm already sick of that guy. Hey. No, I think honestly, in that regard, I probably would, and this is in a way a kind of boring answer, but I would probably want to swap with, I don't know, like Andrew Sheps or Rick Rubin or one of the like big producers. So I can like try to learn from being in their brain.
Yeah.
And B, to kind of like, and this sounds really selfish, but maybe like just slide in a little recommendation there for like an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
No, actually, maybe Elizabeth, my acting coach.
Nice. Why so?
Because I feel like she has been the most impactful person on my life.
Oh, yeah.
Because she completely changed who I was.
Oh, she turned you from the person you was and to the person you are today.
Yeah, in a very good way.
Oh, that's nice.
Because before I met her, I was rude, angry at the world, blaming everyone else for my own problems. With no real care for like anything really, other than my selfish need for attention, which I was seeking in all the wrong ways. Like, teenage me kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, I think a lot of people can relate there somehow when it comes to teenage years. We are lost sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's nice that you found a mentor or someone that showed you the path forward in Elizabeth. That's cool. Has acting been also the way for you to express yourself?
Oh, also, absolutely. And especially like given the way that we studied acting, where it was so heavily based off of behavioral psychology, it gave me a complete other understanding for human beings, even if they're all, you know, generalizing, because that's all we can do when it comes to life experience. Because you can't have experience with people without having met the people first. But the second closest thing is that you can like learn what applies in general and how does like the basic human brain work.
Yeah.
And it has changed my outlook on life so much. For instance, to the point where things that used to offend me to no end and make me really angry suddenly lost that kind of power, because, well, if someone was putting me down, instead of just thinking they were a jerk, I could start seeing that, like, oh, this person is projecting about the exact insecurities that they're feeling. That's why they're accusing me of that thing, because they're actually kind of talking to themselves. And more than once, a person has come up to me later on and said, like, man, I'm sorry I said those things. I've kind of been going through this and this and that. And like in my head, I'm like, I know. It's all good. So it's been very powerful for me.
I can understand that.
Sounds like I'm bragging.
No, you're not. I think that that is a skill a lot of people should have or should learn somehow. Is it something that made me think about when it comes to the songs? Do you get that and you can distance yourself from the text you're writing, as you said before in the when you write these songs, they can be quite toxic. You can distance you have learned to distance yourself for the words they are saying and say, no, this is just humor, it's nothing serious, that's nothing I agree with. But
yeah, that is not to say that, like, because there's funny toxic and then there's just toxic.
exactly.
For instance, with the Bard song, I had different lyrics for the final chorus or the final hook, but yes, there's funny toxic. Britney Spears did it.
With the knives.
Yeah. Oh God. No, but like, because I had these other lyrics, but as I was singing them, I was kind of feeling that, like, this feels toxic in like a bad way. And so I asked Balaj, and then later on I asked in chat as well. And we all kind of agreed that, like, because there was something about it, because like the chat lines, they're really toxic if you think about it. But they're funny because they're so over the top toxic that nobody can take it seriously. And it's toxic in a way where it's like, yeah, okay, dude. Chill. But with this, it kind of became almost like incel. Or it kind of felt like he was becoming incel, and in such a way that was just uncomfortable. Like, it wasn't really funny, it was just uncomfortable. And so Eli's performance worked really well there, because he did such a good, like, stereotypical Chad.
Yeah. The voice acting was on top.
Yeah, he's amazing.
On Eli and M, they are really.
Yeah.
And Hans was also there for some.
Yeah, he helped write. So he wrote the majority of the hook, like the main hooks. As in, he wrote an entire hook, and I kept the parts that I liked, which was like 75% probably of it. And then I changed the rest. And same thing with both of the verses that I rap. It was kind of the same thing there, where he wrote a full verse. For that one, I wanted to, like, do some of the work myself. So I probably kept close to like maybe 40%. Between 40 to 60%. Not so much because I didn't like what he wrote, but as much as it was more about the fact that I felt like I didn't want to piggyback too much off of the work of others.
Yeah.
I have a recording of the original one that he wrote. But yeah, so I kind of like kept part of what he wrote, and even for the parts that I changed, I kind of kept it in the same direction as he was going with it, but kind of putting my own words on it. And yeah, I feel blessed that I was able to work with such amazing people, and not just the people that were on the record itself, but just being able to sit with chat and ask for situations for Fireball, for instance.
True.
We put together a whole list,
yeah,
which M and I then curated and found the best ones. And being able to utilize such a tool as chat. That's right, chat. You are all tools. No, I'm kidding. Love you guys. But just the fact that sorry. Just the fact that, like, there's so many talented people around, and I absolutely adore combining the skills of many people. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of talent, and also from my experience as a game developer or indie game developer right now, I have a lot of friends and colleagues that have been doing games and studied games that are not working with that at all. They're not working with programming at all, and they have that talent of making good code if you're taking coding, for instance. It's quite sad to see people losing this talent, and it's nice to see these communities building, and especially chat, and I think some other community streams are also very good at capturing these talents, unseen talents. And that's the fun thing with Geek Nights.
Oh, Circus Toy, thank you so much for buying the album.
Yeah.
I just saw that now. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've taken away my book, my Cherish the Guidebook. So my questions are gone, so it's just questions for myself. Is there any questions chat wants to ask our now awesome produced album writer here?
Ask away.
Ask away.
Gonna give chat a sec to catch up.
Boom, 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 boom.
In the meantime, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I think we observed this the last time when you did this with Sarah, that you're really good at this, like talking, interviewing.
Oh, thank you.
Is it something that you've been doing for a while, been wanting to do for a while, or?
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts regarding people interviewing, getting inspired by people. Some people, I like to hear a lot of people's point of view, and I don't want to see these, what do you call it, clips, when people clip interviews of people. Often they clip good things or they clip bad things. So I have watched a lot of both creative interviews, political interviews, and historic interviews. So they inspired me a little bit, if I should be honest.
That's amazing. I just realized that I answered a question in chat.
Yeah.
So Zelda was asking, Spotify when? And the answer is, first of all, I gotta get the the publishing with I signed up with DistroKid. DistroKid sponsor me.
Yay!
Please. And so part of the issue I ran into was that they handle like licensing and stuff, but they because of like copyright law, you can't change the language of the original work. Meaning that if I were to do this, I would have to make it in German, and my German's not that good yet. So I'm trying to look into like a workaround, or potentially if I'm just releasing the three tracks that aren't quote unquote covers or parodies of existing songs. Yes, you wanted to know as well. So I guess like you need some more flair. Flair's right over there. So yeah, there's a little bit to look into there. And once I do get that published, if I'm doing the non-original songs, they said it would take up to 14 business days. So unfortunately, Spotify still ways off. It's probably not going to happen this year per se. Most likely early to mid-January, I'm hoping.
Oh, that would be nice. Then you have checked 2 New Year's promises, maybe. This year's promise and the next year's promise.
Hey. I guess I technically fulfilled my New Year's resolution from last year, because my New Year's resolution from last year was the opposite of many other people's. It was to be more active on social media.
Oh.
Specifically Instagram.
Yep.
Because my first post from this year was from January 1st. First or second, I can't remember, but and the post before that was from like September of 2014.
Wow.
So that's a couple years, like 7.
That is it because of you want to have create a following?
Yeah, I mean, if I do want to like go more serious into like producing music, especially for myself.
Yeah.
I need to get out there more.
True.
And the wording of my New Year's resolution was that I was going to get more active, not that I was going to get super active. So my like 5 posts this year is technically more than none in 7 years.
I'm really bad at social media when it comes to communicating and like that, posting stuff.
Yeah, same. I keep forgetting.
Me too.
Honestly.
For instance, this I could have posted on T-Nights. Would have been awesome.
I could have said literally anything about releasing the album.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't. Like the only thing is like Twitch and Discord. Those are the ones where I like say or do anything at all.
Yeah, but it's the same. I told my parents and my brother, Can you have Discord on your telephone, please? I don't want to SMS you. Have Discord. Easier for me.
Yeah.
They think it's nuts. Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah, and WhatsApp, because that's the thing in Berlin.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing outside of Sweden.
True.
Sorry, you were saying?
No, I think WhatsApp is something I have also, so... I think we have 3 different chat or 4 different chat programs around my family.
Mm.
Not the best thing. Yeah, do you have any idea for the next album, except for Eldritch?
I have a few. And I mean, I guess I don't mind sharing some of the ideas. So, for instance, I do have a half-finished. It was intended to be for this album, but I kind of got stuck on it. A kind of like Irish singer-songwriter style song, basically just like acoustic guitar and vocals, about a guy who's about to play his first game of D&D and he can't decide what class he wants to be.
Oh. Yep, been there, done that.
I also have one titled Revenant Love Songs. I still don't know exactly what that's going to be yet, but... And there's also, as I mentioned, that 2 out of the 3 songs, two out of the first 3 songs that I made were originals. One was a cover. So, like, you okay, baby? Okay. So one was the Eldritch Bass. The other one was at first intended to be a Lamashtu song, but it doesn't quite line up with the style of Lamashtu. So I've kind of decided to try to turn that one into something else.
It wasn't actually the first version was not that. The very first version was for Knuckles. You remember?
Of the Eldritch Bass, yes.
Yes. Did you say that? Oh.
No, I didn't say that because nobody knows who that is.
I know, but you can say that it is a mean character and he's gonna fuck shit up in my...
You mean that I could say the name?
I mean, everybody's gonna think it's Sonny the Hedgehog anyway, so... It's not.
That is true. Yeah, so there is this one character in Sarah's book, or, well, the next book.
Don't tell them too much.
No. Whose name is Knuckles, and he's a mean boy. But he's also my favorite boy. Hey, come on.
Lizards!
Release the dragon. This is Flair.
Dragons!
I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can.
Dragons!
Hello, my name is Ian.
Beauty.
Come on.
Yeah, she's gonna hang out there.
Yeah, geckos are better than rabbits. Does the geckos bite? You guys?
Nah. I mean, I have been bitten by some of them.
I got bitten by this one.
Oh.
Nope.
Their bites don't really hurt that much.
No.
Oh.
She mistook me for food.
Yeah. That's usually how it happens. It's like when you're feeding them, they'll just miss and like bite your finger instead.
Ow.
But it's about equally painful as lightly pinching yourself.
Oh, so beautiful. Whoops.
Good mind.
Jumping in front of the camera.
Okay, I'm sorry for disturbing you.
It's all right. So anyway, initially, the main riff that's used for the Eldritch Bass was made for this character.
Oh, nice.
But then I repurposed it into the Eldritch Bass.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But the other one was a track that I initially did for Ep.2, but then decided would fit better somewhere else. And I'm considering using that for the next album. Probably something about the trope of, like a prophecy and the chosen one and plot armor.
Yeah. Love it. I really love it.
Something like that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
So
that is really awesome to see. Now you have released the album. You're in the progress to releasing it on Spotify. That takes next year, hopefully. Earlier than that. It's wow. And you travel today.
Yeah.
Exhausted.
And I almost forgot.
Yep.
We are shooting a music video for the Bard song.
What?
This spring.
In Germany?
Probably.
Ooh, who's gonna play the red tiefling?
Don't know. Most likely one of the acting students at school.
So they're gonna have an acting studio class.
Well, so the school where I'm studying, on top of having like music courses, they also have an acting course and a film course.
Oh.
So part of the sneaky plan is to bring Sige and maybe Sarah, blink, 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 who are both incredible directors and cinematographers and sa du natura? But yeah, so like yeah, you want to fly here? You're welcome to.
Fly to Germany.
But yeah, so the plan is that he's going to come to Germany. We're going to grab some film students and borrow some of the equipment from the tech shop and maybe borrow some acting students as well.
Oh, awesome.
And shoot this as like a side project, which is part of why it's going to be this spring. Well, two main reasons why I want to do it this spring. One is that I want to make sure that it's after, preferably we'll do it like the first week or two after next semester ends. So we don't have a bunch of like school projects hanging over our heads. And B, because of the way I imagine the music video being, it'd be nice to do it when it's a little warmer and brighter.
And wait, now I'm not familiar with Berlin, but Berlin doesn't have those like tavern-like buildings also? Not maybe where you're living, but maybe outside.
Yeah, I know that they have like Rathaus, which kind of has that vibe, especially like there were areas in Köpenick where it kind of had a bit of medieval vibe. Rar knows what I'm talking about because we what's it called? Because he came with me the first time I went to school, and we stayed out in Köpenick, and it kind of had that vibe.
That's awesome.
But I'm also thinking about like combining modern and medieval for comedic effect. Basically being in like full bard outfit, but with a Lamborghini. I'll get you some more.
Can I be your dress man?
So that's a little bit of an inside joke from when we were there. There was this guy who was in a dress. But that wasn't like the main thing. The thing was he was so fucking drunk.
Oh.
But not the kind where he was like, all over the place. It was the part where he like looked completely devastated and broken.
Oh.
Just had this like glassy-eyed stare, just kind of like standing there, being like, it was just so drunk. Yeah. You have a picture, so you can put that on the Discord. And so we kind of turned that into like a code word for being like completely fucking plastered, is to be dress man.
Nice.
Oh, we said dressman, like the store.
So I don't have any else to ask you about. I'm really happy for you regarding the
Thank
album,
you.
and I hope people listen to it, get them in their lists. And now I saw Zelda has bought it also.
Oh, thank you, Zelda.
So that is awesome. Awesome.
Yay.
And I think, Sarah, we are not gonna stream tomorrow because Zelda was one of our players was occupied. I needed ASAP.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're busy a week, and it's gonna be. I think we will have a break for a week. Oh yeah, exactly. It's 2 weeks to New Year. Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Darn. Why does time fly by like that? Okay. We are returning likely at the 2nd of January. I hope so. I really hope so. The role-playing sessions needs to be ongoing. And then the T-Night Challenge is still up. It's just the second character that we're gonna have on the challenge. We're gonna have that challenge to the 7th of January. So if people are interested to do any kind of art, Ian did the nice piano sketch last challenge, and that was really nice. So even if you have something small, you don't need to be a pro, amateurs, everything. It's just a challenge to challenge yourself to do something that regarding that text. I already have 2 characters in the pipeline. I can give you a little bit of a hint. One is inspired of Ghostbusters-ish.
Oh.
And the second is inspired by a historic character that has made an impact for a country. So that is.
Oh wow.
So hopefully I'm gonna have 2 more characters written, and you're gonna also see the characters on Medium.com also, hopefully. And then we have also 70 hours left on the Kickstarter. So support.
Make sure to check it out.
Yep.
Oh no, I don't have it here.
Get it. Get it.
Wait. There's no way we don't have a bunch somewhere, right? There. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yoink.
Oh.
Hey. Ha. Ha.
Ha. So it's
Get
for
this.
It's Sarah's book for Jim Grinson's audiobook, and you have
It's
heard
amazing.
You
Chad the Paladin.
Exactly.
Is reading it.
And Denise.
And Denise.
So Eli and Denise are doing the voices. And that's awesome.
Be nice.
She
hates it when I do that joke.
Anything else we have planned for this week? I don't think so. Are you streaming?
No.
No.
Unless you want to like watch me write an essay.
Oh, okay. No.
So yeah, no. I do think we should find someone to rate though.
Yeah. Let's see.
Any suggestions in chat, or if you have someone?
Okay, let's see.
It's looking pretty slim on my end, honestly.
Let's see. Now I'm not log off. Can I raid from the Streamlabs?
I think so.
Is it?
Oh, my chat is way behind.
Let's hear. I haven't done this at all.
Well, actually, it wasn't that bad.
Nah. Why can't I get it?
Otherwise, if you just type in the name in chat, I can copy paste it and do a raid.
No, I don't have any. Or I have a lot, but they don't have. We can.
I do have one here.
Yeah, take that one. Raid that one, sir.
All right. Yeah, but I mean, it'd be a waste if we didn't. Now that we have like 8 people in chat.
Yep. So the next time, hopefully, we're gonna stream on the 2nd of January, and then we're gonna have the Tea Night Challenge the 7th, and the Kickstarter is have 70 hours left. Go. And buy the album. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you next time.
Thank you so much for hanging out, guys, and thank you so much for listening and for buying the album. Have a great day and a geekier night. Let's raid!